Yo, welcome back to Investing Uncomplicated for everyday investors, making your money make sense in the market. Look, check this out. Last week, I'm picking my daughter up from school, and another parent comes up to me like, yo, Court, I saw CrowdStrike stock crashed after the whole computer thing. Should I stay away from it? And I'm like, nah, man, that's exactly what you should be looking for. See, while everybody else is running for the hills when the bad news hits, your boy is running to the bank. And today, I'm going to teach you my favorite investing strategy that's made me some serious money over the past few years. It's called buying good companies on bad news. And if you stick around, I'm going to show you the exact returns I got from doing this with Nvidia, Palantir, CrowdStrike, and Boeing between 2024 and 2025. We're talking about real money, real gains, and real opportunities that make 99% of investors miss because they are too busy panicking. Real quick before I show you the receipts. Here's the game. When good companies get hit with bad news, their stock prices usually drop way more than they should. I'm talking about drops that don't make sense when you look at the actual business. Now, I ain't talking about buying any company that has bad news. I'm talking about buying good companies when they have temporary problems. Here's my checklist for what makes a good company. If you've attended my free class, maybe you've seen me on YouTube or you've been following me on social media, you know my thing is making the stock market make sense for the everyday person. But look, there's a difference between just understanding the concepts and applying what you learn. That life you want to live, that lifestyle you want, making your money grow, that comes from application and not just learning. And that's why I created the 5-week investing challenge. Make your future self proud. Go ahead and click the link, join the class, and I'll see you on Wednesdays. Number one, growing revenue by at least 15% year over year. If a company ain't growing, I don't want it. Number two, I need the company to have a strong balance sheet. They got cash in the bank and not drowning in debt. Number three, they're innovative. They make products or services that are pushing the world forward. Number four, they're going to be part of our lives for the next decade. I'm not buying companies that might be obsolete next year. When a company checks all of these boxes and then gets hit with some bad news, that makes the stock price drop a lot. That's when I'm backing up the truck. So here's what most people don't understand. The stock market is emotional in short term, but it's logical in the long term. When bad news hits, people panic. They sell everything. But if the company's fundamentals are still solid, that stock is going to bounce back. It's like if LeBron had one bad game and everybody said, he's washed. Nah, he just had a bad game. The man can still hoop. And smart money knows that. So when Crowd hit that $200 low in August, I bought in heavy. Today, Crowd is trading around $420 a share. That's about a 70% return in less than 6 months. While people were running away from the dangerous stock, I was getting paid. Now, Boeing, ticker BA. That's been a whole different kind of drama, but the same principle applies. Boeing has been having all types of issues for years. There was the 737 MAX crashes. They had production problems. There were quality control issues. Every few months, there was something new about Boeing, some type of drama in the news. In early 2024, that was that Alaska Airlines door plug incident. More quality issues, and the stock kept getting beat down. Boeing dropped from around $250 in December of 2023 to lows around $160 in April 2024. Now, I ain't gonna lie, Boeing is a different kind of beast than these other picks. The company has some real challenges, but here's what I saw. Boeing is still one of only 2 companies in the world that can make large commercial aircraft. They got a backlog of thousands of plane orders. Airlines around the world need Boeing planes, especially as travel demand keeps growing. Plus, the government ain't gonna let Boeing fail. They too important for national security and the economy. So, when Boeing hit those lows at around $160, I picked up shares. Boeing bounced back to around $220 by the end of 2024. That's a 40-50% gain. Not as clean of a story as Nvidia or CrowdStrike, but it's still good money for buying when everyone else was scared. All right, last one is everybody's darling of 2025, Palantir, ticker PLTR. Palantir is a data analytics company that works with governments, big corporations. They make sense of massive amounts of data. Their revenue is growing well over 20% year over year. They have a ton of cash in the bank, and data analytics is only getting more important. But Palantir has been a very volatile stock since it went public. In 2024, literally every time there was market uncertainty or if there were concerns around government spending, Palantir stock got hammered. The stock dropped from around $27 in February to lows around $15 in April. That's almost a 45% drop. But the fundamentals were still strong. Government contracts were still coming in. Commercial business was growing fast. AI has been making their products even more valuable. I bought Palantir around $50 during the dip. Today, Palantir is trading around $180. Y'all, I'm gonna try to do the math quickly, but I think that's somewhere around a 500% return. That's $10,000 into about $40,000 in less than a year. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Here's the thing about this strategy. It's simple, but it ain't easy. Why? Because it requires you as an investor to do the opposite of what feels natural. When bad news hits and everybody else is selling, your brain is screaming, danger, get out. But that's exactly when the best opportunities show up. You got to train yourself to think like a business owner, not a day-to-day trader. When you own part of a great business and something temporarily goes wrong, you don't sell. You might even buy more while it's cheap. Timing is key. Now, I don't buy right when the bad news hits. I wait for the initial panic selling to play out. Now, this can be anywhere from a few days to a couple weeks for the stock to actually find its bottom. And here's the most important part. You gotta do your homework. Don't just buy any stock that's down. Make sure the company still has strong fundamentals and the bad news is truly temporary, not a sign of permanent problem. All right, family. So look, let's recap the strategy. You want to look for companies with 15% or more revenue growth. They need to have a strong balance sheet, bright futures. When bad news hits these good companies, wait for the panic selling to finish, buy the dip when others are running scared, hold until the market realizes the company is still solid, collect your profits while everyone else is still scared to invest. Look, to keep it 100, this strategy ain't for everybody. You got to have strong will and the ability to see past the daily drama. But if you can master it, you can make some serious money. Listen, the returns speak for themselves. Nvidia, CrowdStrike, Boeing, Palantir. I have seen at least 5 times the average market growth from buying these companies when they were down. Remember, the S&P 500 averages 8 to 10% a year. I have over 50% on most of these. Drop a comment and let me know. Have you ever bought a stock during bad news? How did it go? How did it work out for you? If this strategy helped you see opportunities differently, smash the like button, subscribe for more investing wisdom, and share this with someone you love. I'm Courtney Hale. This is Investing Uncomplicated for everyday investors, where we make your money in the market make sense. See you in the next video.